Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make needle felted hearts with no template and no cookie cutters. Okay, so obviously you can use any colour you like. I've got this lovely carded blue here, lovely burgundy in the middle, purple at the end, so completely your choice. Okay, this is what we're going to be making. Let's move those out of the way for a minute. I'm going to use this absolutely gorgeous deep purple from the felt box. This is a New Zealand carded bat. Okay, I have also got one single 38 gauge needle. It's triangular, and I've got my double clover tool there with also 38 gauge needles in it. But if you don't have one of these, it's absolutely fine. It'll just take you slightly longer using your single needle. Okay, so we need a handful of the wool. So I'm going roughly a handful of my New Zealand carded. Okay, fits on my nice little mat there. And then I'm going to take my double needle tool, but obviously if you're using your single needle, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to stab in a line one side and fold over. Stab that in. I'm then going to stab in another line the other side. You're basically making part of a triangle at the moment. Fold over and stab in. And what's going to happen is I'm going to turn him around in a minute. So you'll see this is the point of our heart. Okay, so to avoid him sticking to the mat, I'm just going to gently peel off and turn him around. Okay, so this is the bottom of my heart. Okay, so next I'm going to draw an arch shape or a rainbow across the top. Again, I'm using my clover tool with two needles in it, but if you've got a single one, that's absolutely fine. So I have drawn my arch or my rainbow across the top, and then I'm simply going to fold all this in. If you think to yourself at this point, gosh, I've got way too much there, you can hold on to the main part you've already made and just take a few bits off nice and gently. Small bits at a time is the best way to go. Okay, use those for your next heart for something else. Okay, so I'm just folding these in. Just folding in. Oh, poor Mr. Bunny. Let's pop him back up. Okay, so now you should have this kind of shape. Okay, so you've got the two bits that are the side of your heart here that we're going to work on. You've got the arch or the rainbow shape at the top, which is this bit here. Okay, so I'm just going to spend a bit of time firming this up at the sides and at the top, and then I'll come back, show you the next part. So I've spent about 5 minutes just firming this shape up. I've done the sides here, so we've got the nice bit at the side here, and I've done just underneath the point, just to round it off a little bit. I've spent some time making this arch rainbow shape and just firming it up a little bit. Okay, so the next thing we're going to work on is a little indent here. So you can see I've made a tiny little indent where I think is the middle of my heart. Down here, in the middle of my heart. So that is where we're going to make the indent. So we can start forming our heart. So just watch your fingers if you're holding it as I did. Always better to do it on the mat if you can. But I'm just making that indent there, okay? And then you're going to spend a little bit of time sculpting. Okay, so there's the indent, that's where I want it to be, okay? And then I'm just going to spend a little bit of time going around here again. I'm going to spend a little bit of time felting here, so this all comes in a little bit. And obviously the other side as well. And the more you felt, the more you indent this middle bit here, the more and more you're going to be forming your heart. So I've just turned it over so I can get some indent into the other side as well, which obviously helps it all. Okay, oh goodness, stuck to the mat. So just turning back over, you can felt that a little bit down. If you don't push too hard into your heart shape at this point. I was just being a little bit rough so I could get that indent in. Okay, so you just spend a bit of time indenting here, spend a bit of time shaping around the sides. It shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes and you'll have your heart. Okay, so I'm just going to do that and then I will be back to show you how we finish. So I've just spent a couple of minutes refining my heart. I've been sculpting around the top here to get that nice shape. I've just gone down here a little bit again, and as you can see, I've got more of my heart shape now. I've indented a little bit more here. It's given me this nice heart shape. It's only taken a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, so next, just to refine it, I would then take some of my top coat, some of the coat that you were using. Obviously, I'm using this gorgeous bright purple. I took this off earlier when we folded over. I had too much, so look, I managed to use that, which is fantastic. But obviously if you don't have that, just take some from your stash. Okay, so I'm just taking a pinch off at a time, pulling it out a little bit, and whenever there's a seam that I don't like the look of, I'm just going to tack it down one side. Now I'm only using the last couple of barbs of my needle at the moment. I'm not pushing all the way through. Okay, fold over, felt in and felt the other side. And as soon as you go all the way around with any seams you don't like the look of, you'll get rid of those and you'll get a nice smooth finish. If you have any 40 or 42 gauge needles, you could switch down to those. Really nice for smoothing everything out, and just spend a couple of minutes getting it how you want it. So I'm just going to do that and I will be back in a moment. So I've spent a little bit of time with some of the wool, just going around the edges, getting rid of any seams I didn't like the look of, and he's all finished. There we go. You can make it in any size you like. So it's slightly larger one here I made today in the video. If you just use less wool, you'll get smaller hearts. Okay, fabulous for going on your felties. We've got one here on my little white rabbit, little tiny one. Okay, so you can go bigger or you can go smaller. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and happy felting.